Good morning. I am Carrol T. Wilkinson, founder of Mirror Your Magnificence. The laws of Mirror Your Magnificence is about making a difference, inspiring, and reflecting magnificence. And my guest, Wendy Calvo, does exactly that. Today, Wendy will share how she changed her life from despondency to feeding her soul with peace, love, and joy. And welcome to the show, Wendy. I am so excited that you're here today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really happy to be here today.
Wendy, we met 2 years ago through Sherry Kane, founder of I Am Complete Woman, a great program on self-love. Share with us how your life was at that moment in time.
I was in a dark place. I didn't love myself. I had no confidence in myself, no self-esteem, and no self-worth. And I was looking, I don't know what I was looking for, but I was really struggling. And I came across Sherry's group, I Am Complete Woman, and it is there 2 months later that I met you and started a beautiful relationship with you. And what you taught me changed my life.
And at that time, I asked you if you were open to reading 4 chapters of my book. And the first chapter was on me, the core of your wisdom and possibilities. The second one was on aware, seeing and being in the magnificence around you. And then in living in gratitude, and also nurturing your self-worth and personal development. And I have to say, you literally followed everything in the book. How did the chapters impact your life at that time?
The first thing they did was showed me what I was lacking in. Like I said, I did not love myself. I had no confidence, had no self-worth. I did each thing that you asked of me to prove to you that I'm worth saving. Nothing was going to help me. And quite the opposite happened. Just by stepping in and giving my honest answers. If I didn't like what you wrote, I told you. And it was from there that I learned that I had been existing life and not living life, and decided I'm going to focus on each chapter that you gave to me and do something with it. So it took time, but what a blessing it's been.
And some of the tools that were in there, we together worked on it, right? One of the things was writing your story and writing down all the things that didn't serve your best self. And tell us what you did with that.
I wrote those things down, and the more I wrote, the longer the list became. And it was a negativity that I was not aware of going on inside of me. I kept, responding to life from here instead of my heart. So I wrote down this list of things that you asked me to, and then I took them outside, got a big pot, lit the paper, and burned them. And that was, it was very cathartic to me, because it's like you have just let go of your past. You don't need to live there anymore, and you've got a bright future ahead of you. So just that symbolism really started to turn things around.
Yes,
so,
because yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I kept focusing at that point, trying to bring gratitude into it. And the biggest part for me was forgiving myself and forgiving other people in my life. I can't change them. I can only change me. And things will change when I agree to change myself. So you know, it was doing those things that helped end my insecurity, my despondency, and you know, I just kept thinking my life's not worth the living, and I was living in fear, and um, you know, fear led me to want times, and I've been able to turn that around because of you and this other program I'm in to you know, focus on living in the present moment, living in my and focusing on gratitude and forgiveness. I do that every day, and it's made such a difference for me.
Yes, and it's about being in the now and seeing the
Right.
magnificence around you. And we all find a certain place where we do that. And your place was at night, looking up at the stars, just
Right.
taking in the stars. You remember that? You remember doing all that as well?
I
And
have always loved the story. And doing that one thing you asked me to do, and just being surrounded by something bigger than myself, made such an impact on me and a difference. Like, now I get what she means by just being. I could see the stars, and all of a sudden they became me. I could just be and not have to, you know, worry about, am I doing this right? Am I doing that right? Just be who I was created to be. So it made a big difference for me.
yes, and just taking out all those negative thoughts that was in your head and putting positive thoughts and coming from your heart. So that was one of your big revelations as well. And that was and as you did it every day. It's just not something that just happens overnight. You know, it takes practice, it takes work, it takes determination, right? So
Right.
what did you learn? What would you like our viewers to come away with what you learned doing all these different steps to nurture yourself?
There is always,
In other words, yes.
you can change. You know, you don't have to get to the point where I have no value in life. I'm not worth, you know, I don't deserve to live or anything. You know, there's always hope to change. Just, you know, the biggest thing for me was reaching out and saying, I need help, you know. And, you know, having met you and you said, here, read this, read this, read this, you know, and it's honestly, you, you can always turn the corner from negative thoughts to positive thoughts. I'm living right now where there's a going on within me that I don't understand, I can't control. But if I keep my heart focusing on what is right with me, it doesn't matter what's not right with me. You know, that will fix itself when it's meant to. Not having to worry about things I don't need to worry about. It's made such a huge on me and a difference in my life. And, you know, people say, well, this is wrong and that's wrong. And I don't want to hear that. I look at everything that's right with me. And I have an awful lot to be grateful for. I think that's wonderful. And the most important thing is I have learned that I am just the way I am. The way I look, the way I think, the way I speak, the way I feel. I never had a voice. I was always afraid to speak. Here I am today. That's why I say don't ever give up. There's always hope.
Yes, and turning that corner is such a great feeling, isn't it?
It is.
And so I would say the magic is be in magnificence, live in self-love, and focus on gratitude.
Absolutely.
So thank you, Wendy. I know our viewers are coming away with such great information and how you went from despondency to feeling peace, hope, and joy. Thank you so much. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in today. You are so welcome. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in today. If you want to know more about me, go to my website, mirroryourmagnificence.com, and you'll receive 7 ways to magnify magnificence. And I look forward to seeing you next Monday at 11 o'clock. And you all have a wonderful Magnificence Day.